Community Viewpoint.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host. We're doing something different today. We're just using one camera. And no, we're not out in Yellowstone Park. We're just here in front of the green screen, and you're not looking at the weather behind us. You're looking at a beautiful view of the mountains and the trees. So I have with me today Faith Muello. From Pahrump, but originally you're from way east?
Massachusetts, yeah.
Yes, that's as far as east as you can go. And you've been in town for, you and your husband, how long?
Since July of 2017.
And believe me, this lovely lady, her and her husband have done a lot. She's part of she's the head honcho of the Clean Up Pahrump, is it?
Yes.
It's a Facebook page, and her specialty is cleaning up the town. And why do you think you have to clean up this town when you came here? What made you think that you have to do something like that when other people don't?
It's an eyesore to me.
Yes.
And, you know, some of the things out there that we see, it should be considered a public health hazard, if you ask me.
And we'll see that during the course of the program today. So, how did you get this started? Just by yourself?
Well, first off, thank you for having me on your show again.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you.
I got started because I was actually kicked off of a social media site for boldly suggesting that someone pick up trash instead of just complaining about it. So then the next day, I went off of Fox, where Fox turns into desert, and I loaded up the back of my truck, and it actually, on the last time we spoke, I thought that it was like 20 or 30 minutes, but I went back and double-checked, and it was an hour that it took me to load my truck. So that's where I came up with the idea of, hey, I'll go out 1 hour a week and load up my truck. And then I went on social media, asked if anyone would like to help, and then every week I go out. And people come, people go. It's a great time.
That's why I call you the sheriff, because you have a tendency, go ahead, put on your hat.
Oh, yeah.
Your cowgirl hat. And you always come up with a posse. It's a different posse all the time, neighbors, friends that come together that are like-minded. Evidently not that lady that told you to mind your own business. And we were thankful that you are moving forward with what you're doing, because more people should be doing that, because if you're throwing things away in your area or at the BLM by where you live, you're desecrating the entire town of Pahrump for what we look like.
And you know what? I refuse to believe that Pahrump is a dump. This town is not a dump, and we are going to prove it. We're going to clean it up 1 hour a week, and we're going to have people catch on.
That is a great way to look at it. And many of us I'd rather watch TV. I'm going to binge watch this, that, or the other, and then we just get lazy. But think of it as exercise also, but just be careful what you pick up also. We're going to be looking at some of the stuff that this lovely lady picks up with her, as I call it, the posse. And you can find her and the other folks on Clean Up Pahrump. It's a Facebook page, and it's open to the public?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have a Facebook page that's open, and then if you'd like to join our group, you can just click, I believe it's join group, and get in on the action.
Now, I've been doing this for like 13, 14 years on a smaller scale, because I do it with a advisory board. Now it's a committee, and you have to agendize your meetings as well as your cleanups, and it just drags out. But if you're a single person, you're a civilian, so to speak, you can grab a bunch of people like the posse that are aggravated at what they see and just go out there and do your thing. And I've been in touch with the BLM, and they're just happy that you're doing that, and they want to get in touch with your folks also. So hopefully you can do something in the near future with them also. So
Great.
let's look at some of the cleanup that you've had to do.
Yeah, so this, my horse and I were out riding one day. This is out way past Game Bird and Barney. If you went to Barney and just kept driving into the desert where Barney and Game Bird meet, that's where the boats were. And I really wanted to pick these boats up, but we really didn't have the means at the time. And then some Sunday morning in January, I woke up to a message from John from Platinum Hauling, John and Nicole.
Uh-huh.
And he said, oh, hey, you want to go find the boats? I said, sure, okay. But let me eat my eggs first. You don't want to mess with me unless I have a full stomach, okay? So I had my breakfast, and then I brought them to the boats. And in 5 minutes, he got that boat up that you see right there.
Mm-hmm. And that's his equipment there?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it was funny because on the way to the dump, we saw a couple bags on the side of the road on 160.
Mm-hmm.
So when we left the dump, he parked on the opposite side of 160, and Nicole and I jumped out. We ran across the street and got up the bags. We're like, oh, we're committed to clean up for sure.
So this is BLM land?
Yes.
So this is what it looks like without the boat there. So what in God's name do people think that, because it's Bureau of Land Management, the land belongs to us. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to myself and Faith and everybody, and we don't want you dumping on our land, and we wouldn't dump on your land. So this is some of the other things that you've been picking up. Was this last week?
Yes, that was on Sunday. It's right behind the mesquite off of Game Bird, where Blag runs into Game Bird.
Yes,
so
that's
that was behind the mesquite.
And that's, what are we looking at?
We're looking at dirty needles mixed in with dirty diapers. Yep.
And there's really no call for that. Then it's very unfortunate. People are just staying out there and doing that with the needles, using the drugs, and there's quite a few of them.
There's prescription bottles out there that we found, and so a lot of people will say, well, just go to the sheriff's office, turn them in. But unfortunately, and we find a lot of pieces of mail out there, but unfortunately, it's tough to prove who exactly is doing the dumping.
Mm-hmm. So you may have your own mail taken from somebody else and thrown out there, so you may not necessarily be the criminal.
Or like maybe someone got evicted and then a contractor comes and they're like, oh, we're not going to take it up to the dump, we'll just put it in the desert. No one cares.
Oh, that's what we've seen also, a lot of contractor, the things that they've thrown away, right. Drywall and just like they take their trash that they use and they don't care, they don't live here.
I was super impressed a couple months ago. One of the group members tracked down someone who dumped a truckload of crap at the end of Game Bird. And she tracked down who did it, and she made the people that made the mess pay the people that picked up the mess.
Really?
And I just thought great for her. Kudos to her.
Yeah, so the right wins from time to time. So this was last week also. The sign was knocked down?
Sunday, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was out there too, but I went down like 3 blocks down because I had gone there maybe about 10, 12 years ago to plant some small mesquites for the BLM. And so I went down to the area, and they were about 2.5 feet tall now. And then I mentioned to you also I found a little cross there with a small grave, and hopefully it was just for an animal and not for a person. But you'll never know what you'll find out there. This is an easy chair. Or is that a couch?
That was a couch with a bed in it. Oh, and it was so funny. This is the first time that I worked with Russ and Dana Albro. Super nice people. That's Russ to the left, and that's Rick to my right, my husband. And they were picking up the furniture and the mattress quicker than I could snap pictures. So it was funny.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And the weather was really miserable. So
Yeah.
what better thing to do than to pick up trash out there? This is BLM land, I take it. So, and there you are with your posse there. There you are all together.
Yeah. We have Carl Brown and Rick, my husband, and Curtis and myself and Dana and Russ.
And we really appreciate what you do. And then when I say we, myself, because I've done this not as intensely as you do with your people, which is our people basically, but hopefully this will catch on and more people will become involved. Like, I'm sure they won't have the energy that you do, but if you find someone else, you know, the more power to you. Because look at this. This is really just disgusting to find things like that.
Yeah, John Brown brought that to our attention. He got up 45% of it, but we're going to get up the rest tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, the area that I cleaned up, I spent about a little over an hour over there, and I just went back in, and I'll go back out there again. Because, you know, I feel drawn to it because I planted some mesquites over there. Now, this was a young lady named Ashley, or Nicole.
Nicole.
This is next door to her home. There's some construction next door, I think she said, and there's some bags that were left there. She had some issues walking her animals in the front there with all this trash there that dogs would be picking at it and whatnot. So she picked it up on her ATV there, and that's how much she picked up from right next door from where she lives. And there's really no call for this, ladies and gentlemen. But if you want to become part of something wonderful, I will say it's wonderful, with neighbors and friends of faith, please go to Clean Up Pahrump, the Facebook page. And your folks, you hopefully will, and other folks will be at the Earth Day event. Let's see.
Yes.
Yay! With the green screen, you see it comes through. But that'll be happening April 20th over at Discovery Park. And you and other folks will be there learning about recycling and cleaning up the area and learning about the everything that matters for the earth. And you'll see these full flyers around. And it's been at Discovery Park for the last 3 or 4 years. Any final words?
No, just I would encourage you, join our group and join our fun. We're a great group of people. We meet new people, fun people every week.
Great people. And thank you for what you do. I really appreciate it. So we're just about done. And then next week, maybe we'll be, where will we be? We'll be in Silverton, Colorado, with a steam train behind us. Who knows? But we thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Community Viewpoint.